This video contains spoilers for Lord of the Mysteries. It is recommended to have read at least Volume 1 of Lord of the Mysteries for maximum entertainment value from this video. Welcome! Today we will be ranking who has the best BUSSY in the hit web novel series, Lord of the Mysteries. Now you may be wondering, what could possibly possess a human being to create a tier list of BUSSY and post it on YouTube? And well, it's a long story for another time, but to summarize it, the donghua or anime if you prefer that. I'll just use anime since that's what most people understand. So as I was saying, the anime for my favorite web novel, Lord of the Mysteries, will be out soon, or already be out by the time you're watching this, and I wanted to do a little something for this occasion. I thought of a LOTM explained type of video, but then realized that was already done by people way more competent than I, so I decided to add my own little twist by creating something a bit freaky. Now if you know me, what I just said was not shocking to you in the slightest, and if you aren't, my apologies for what you're about to witness. Also, most LOTM fans aren't this strange, so you can join the fandom with a peaceful mind if you are worrying about that. I swear I'll start the video soon, but first, if you want real solid Lord of the Mysteries content, you can check out these guys. And if you want more content like this, don't worry, I have a lot, and I mean a lot planned, so like and subscribe I guess. And again, this video has spoilers for Lord of the Mysteries. Now let's start. First, we are ranking Alger Wilson, the Hanged Man himself. Now Alger is a very powerful middle-aged beyonder and has a body to die for. He's also very handsome and thus very desirable. He's literally the definition of a Dielf. But that's not what we're ranking. Oh no, not at all. We're ranking the BUSSY, and unfortunately Alger gets F tier. Now I hear that Alger fans raging in the back. Chance, are you crazy? How could you rank Algeria so low? Didn't you just say he was hot? Well, he is, but here's the thing, Alger is really fit and his muscles are like steel. Now I have no problem with a fit guy or person in general, but I do prefer my BUSSYs to have a certain bouncy sensation, and I just don't think Alger has that, you know. Next, Leonard the Poet himself, S tier. Nothing else needs to be said. Well, maybe a little needs to be said. So picture this, long hair, a handsome delicate face, a thin graceful physique, charming eyes. Is this guy just the definition of a femboy? If his BUSSY isn't S tier, I fear no one's is. On to the next one, it is Derek. I think that was pretty obvious to anyone who read the book. So Derek, I'd give him a place in the A tier. I'm hearing some riot in the back for Derek, and fair, I could put him in the S tier, but I won't. And you know why. It's because of the same reason as Alger. I think Derek's BUSSY would be too tough. You may now be asking me why I rated him so high then, and I think that's because Derek is kind of a fusion between Alger and Leonard in some respects. He's good looking, muscular, but also startlingly naive. Oh, did I also forgot to mention that he's 6'5", so yeah, I'd have given him a B, but him innocent eyes made me give him an A instead. Next we have Emmeline White, S tier. What? Some of you might be shocked, but imagine this. Just like Leonard, Emmeline has long hair, a handsome delicate face, a thin graceful physique, and charming eyes, but he also plays with dolls and has a collection worth thousands. Now look me in the eyes and tell me with a straight face that this doesn't sound like someone who has a great BUSSY. You can't. Next, Clion Moretti, the main character himself. I think Clion secretly has a god tier BUSSY, and he's keeping it all to himself on his quest to be the ultimate virgin. With the amount of time bro spends on the toilet in the story, but never complains about his ass hurting him. The fool himself would have to smite me down like Ed Sheeran. I can't wait for people to get this reference before I change my mind. S tier. Next, we find... Who is this? Oh, Blazing Daniels, Mr. 3,000 pounds himself. I'll give him B tier. He's just a normal guy, probably a little cowardly. I would have given him a C tier, but he's a hunter, so the dirty talk would probably be insane. Next, Ince Zangwill. I have nothing against Ince, but his booty ain't poppin', and I also find it absolutely hilarious that he left it all behind just to get his shit rocked by a pen. D tier. Next, we have Laneverse. Now, I do try to say even the dead should be forgiven and all that, but just know this guy ain't going to heaven for at least 100 reincarnations, and he didn't even get a good BUSSY from the deal. F tier. Now Triss, I don't have much to say about Triss when it comes to this topic. D tier. Now Trissy on the other hand. Let's not get ahead of myself. Next, Captain Dunn. Captain Dunn is a good man with an awesome BUSSY and doesn't deserve to be on this list, but since he is. S tier. Next, Old Neil. What a kind, gentle old man. Nothing bad will happen to him, right? Right? B tier. Next, Kenley White. This guy. If you haven't read or reread LOTM lately, you probably forgot he existed. D tier. Next, Benson, the main character's brother. He is a stern man who loves his family dearly. I believe he will be the kind to be rather wooden when just starting, but will grow into the role splendidly. C tier. Next, Frank Lee. This guy is quite late game, but I'm ranking him anyways because he's the GOAT. Now this guy creates all sorts of mutations and ungodly abominations, and you know, he probably consumed some of those. Long story short, his rear end can probably do some devious shit, pun intended. S tier. Finally, Mr. Isaac Eggers. Does this even need an explanation? After everything this guy, did you know that old ass Bussy is poppin'? S tier. Now some of you might be saying, finally? But there's a shit ton of male characters left in Lord of the Mysteries. And that's true, but I unfortunately have to cut the video here if I want to finish it before the LOTM anime comes out. But don't worry, I'll make a part 2 and it will have even more characters, I think. Remind me of anyone I might forget in the comments so I can add them to the next part, or parts depending on the amount of characters. Anyways, subscribe, comment if you haven't already, and see you next time. Bye!